Welcome to my Learn to Crochet the Basic Essentials. What we're going to learn now is how to do the treble stitch. Now I'm talking about treble stitch in UK terms. In the US terms, this is referred to as double crochet. So when we are about to commence a row, we always have a turning chain. Now the chain takes us up to the same height of the first stitch of the stitches that we are about to commence doing. So with a treble stitch, it is the height of 3 stitches. So we do 3 chain at the beginning of the row. Now that essentially becomes a pretend treble. Now we wrap the yarn, we go into the stitch or underneath the 2 loops, the front loop and back loop of the stitch. You always go underneath both unless a pattern tells you otherwise. So these are your stitches. That's a V there. You'll see one here and then here. These are your stitches that you're working underneath. So you grab the yarn and pull it through. Then you have 3 loops. We wrap the yarn again around the hook and we go through 2 loops only. Then we wrap it again and we go through the last 2 loops. So we wrap the yarn to begin with, insert under that stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. That gives you 3 loops. Now you get the yarn again, pull it through those 2 loops, wrap it again, pull it through those 2 loops. Okay, so wrap the yarn underneath the stitch, get that yarn again and pull it through. Wrap the yarn, pull it through 2 loops, wrap the yarn, pull it through the next 2 loops. Okay, so let's just practice that a bit. So you wrap the yarn, go into the stitch, wrap that yarn and pull it through again, so you've got 3 loops. Wrap the yarn and go through 2, get the yarn again and go through the last 2, and that is your treble stitch. The treble stitch is probably the most popular stitch. It's used a lot. It is the main stitch in producing granny squares and granny stripes, any of the granny variety really, but it is probably the most commonly used stitch. So having this one under your belt and knowing how to do it is very important. There we go. If you ever wonder at the end of the row, if you have there's one more stitch there to go in, and you're asking yourself, the answer is usually yes. You should always have a nice straight line on the side here. Okay, alternatively, if you're not sure, you can always count your stitches, and that should tell you whether you need to do one more stitch at the end of the row or not. So this is our treble stitch. And if you had have watched the earlier videos, this row below it is the half treble stitch, and the row below that is the double crochet stitch. So you can see the different sizes of the stitches, how they've been getting increasingly larger. The next video I'm about to do is the double treble stitch, which again will be a little bit bigger than the treble stitch. Okay, look forward to seeing you then. Bye.